Let's jump right in. Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're exploring some absolutely profound insights from the book 12 Steps to a Good Life, and honestly, it's going to completely rethink our daily hustle. I mean, we live in a world that's just obsessed with getting things done, right? We've got the apps, the planners, endless hacks, trying to squeeze more output into literally every single minute. But what if the very way we think about productivity is just flawed? What if we actually need a totally different operating system for our lives? Well, that is exactly what we're going to unpack today. So it sounds kind of counterintuitive, right? But seriously, ask yourself, what if checking off your to-do list is actually holding you back? The source material makes this brilliant point. Without a moral compass, getting things done is really just running incredibly fast in the exact wrong direction. We can be so efficient at tasks that ultimately just leave us feeling empty, stressed, or totally disconnected from what actually matters. Productivity without purpose and integrity, that's just busyness. And busyness for its own sake is literally robbing you of the experiences that make life worthwhile. Section 1. The Paradigm Shift. Productivity as a Virtue. Now, what's really interesting about the slide is how we have to dismantle this whole idea that busyness somehow equals goodness. If our current definition of productivity is just leading straight to burnout, we need to look at the concept of doing through an entirely new lens. The old model of productivity, it's completely output-focused and ego-driven. It's all about how much you can get done just to elevate your status, relying on sheer willpower and this constant fear of falling behind. But virtuous productivity, it's rooted in intention, integrity, and being truly purpose-driven. It asks you to line your actions with something way bigger than yourself. When you start a task with that mindset, success isn't just about crossing it off a list. It's about doing the right thing at the right time for the right reasons. The author of our source text completely redefines this idea of doing. We aren't talking about a list of life hacks to crush procrastination here. No, doing embodies a holistic approach. It actually becomes a moral imperative to live with intention. And to achieve this, the author does something so fascinating. They take Benjamin Franklin's highly practical, everyday 13 virtues, and they combine them with the profound wisdom of the Buddhist Noble Eightfold Path. It's this incredible fusion of Western practicality with Eastern spiritual depth, creating a totally new framework for how we approach our daily tasks. It takes the sterile act of just getting things done and transforms it into living a balanced, truly ethical life. Section 2. The Eightfold Framework, an operating system for life. Okay, let's dive into this. We're going to break down these 8 pillars not as some lofty, abstract religious concepts, but as a deeply practical daily operating system, starting right with your inner foundation. So the first 2 pillars are right understanding and right intention. Everything starts right here. Right understanding is all about seeing the world clearly and accepting reality exactly as it is, not just how you wish it to be. It requires real humility and honest self-reflection. Then you build on that with right intention. This means starting your day by asking yourself, what kind of person do I actually want to be? Are your goals truly yours, or were they just handed to you by society? Setting honest intentions that actually reflect your core values, well, that grounds your entire workflow. It makes sure that before you take a single step, you're facing the right direction. Once that internal compass is set, we move to external actions. And think about how this applies to a modern workplace. Right speech isn't just about not lying. It's asking yourself, is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? I mean, imagine how much toxic office drama would just vanish if we all applied that filter. Next up is right action. This is doing what aligns with your values, especially when things get tough, and actually having the courage to make amends when you inevitably mess up. Finally, right livelihood challenges you to choose work that avoids harm and genuinely serves others. Even if you're working a standard 9 to 5, it's about finding ways to be of service through your daily efforts and just treating your colleagues with dignity. Then we have right effort. And man, this is a crucial concept. Because our modern hustle culture basically screams at us to go 100% all the time until we literally collapse. But right effort, it's about staying committed without overdoing it. It brings in this immense relief found in the recurring mantra, progress, not perfection. You do not have to be a flawless productivity machine. The goal here is just to practice small virtues consistently. It's that steady, sustainable exertion of energy that actually builds a meaningful life, instead of getting caught in that terrible cycle of manic output followed by total burnout. Now, let's just take a quick moment to absorb this quote from the Dhammapada, which is an ancient collection of the Buddha's sayings featured in the source text. It reads, "The best of ways is the eightfold." This is the way, there is no other, that leads to the purifying of intelligence. It is so fascinating to absorb this because it brings such incredible historical weight to what we're discussing. This isn't some trendy new life hack invented on social media last week. This is an ancient, time-tested pathway to clarity and purpose. It just shows us that human beings have been wrestling with distraction, ego, and the need for meaningful action for literally thousands of years. To actually maintain that clarity, the framework circles back to our inner focus with the final two pillars: right mindfulness and right concentration. Right mindfulness is about being intensely aware of your thoughts and feelings, but without judging them. It means taking the time to pause often and just check in with yourself. Are you acting out of fear right now? Are you rushing because you're anxious? Right concentration is the ability to direct your attention to what truly matters, which is often done through prayer, meditation, or just quiet reflection. In our modern culture of endless pinging notifications and constant distraction, these two practices are basically the ultimate antidote to burnout. They keep you anchored. Let's move to and see how this builds in section 3, applying the framework, progress, not perfection. So theory is great and all, but how do we actually ground this philosophy into our daily existence? It all comes down to a simple daily practice. The author outlines a fantastic method to review your day. Reflect, describe, and respond. At the end of the day, take a second to reflect on your actions. What went well today? Where did you maybe fall short? Next, describe your observations honestly. Did impatience guide your decisions today, or did you manage to show kindness? Finally, respond with purposeful change. How can you fix those mistakes tomorrow? When you make this a daily routine, moving straight from theory into immediate action, you'll find that even the smallest, most mundane task becomes kind of sacred because it's completely aligned with your deepest values. And the real beauty of this entire system is that it's designed to be lived just one day at a time. The source text actually refers to this as a daily reprieve. You don't have to go out and conquer your entire life today. You definitely don't have to promise that you'll never, ever fall back into a bad habit again, because let's face it, that's impossible. Your battleground isn't the rest of your life. It is only today. You just have to win today. When you break it down into a single 24-hour cycle, living virtuously suddenly feels incredibly, wonderfully manageable. The source material continually circles back to this vital mantra: progress, not perfection. The whole goal is just a daily effort to live with intention and integrity. When you combined Benjamin Franklin's intense focus on daily character building with the Buddha's Eightfold Path, you realize something huge. True productivity has almost nothing to do with how many emails you answer today. Doing is ultimately about becoming a better person. It's about showing up honestly, being rooted in integrity, and making the world just a little bit better through your everyday actions. So I want to leave you with this final provocative thought to carry with you. When this explainer ends and you jump right back into your day, will your very next action be just about getting it done as fast as humanly possible? Or will you take a breath, check your intentions, and focus on actually doing the right thing? The choice, in every single moment, is entirely yours.